Hello everybody, it's Conti here with another video. How to create an earthquake camera shake effect in DaVinci Resolve 16.2. Inside the cut window in your DaVinci Resolve interface, hold Ctrl and press I to insert the media file that you wish to use in your project. Use Command instead of Ctrl if you are a Mac user. Inside your media pool in the master bin, you should see a thumbnail for the media file that you have just inserted. Left click on this once so that a red outline appears around this thumbnail. To shift this media file to your project timeline, left click once on the append button which appears underneath the master bin. And your media file should be inserted into your project timeline. Ensure that this media edit is selected by left clicking on this once. Go to left click on the color tab at the bottom of your DaVinci Resolve interface. Ensure that the nodes window is open on screen by left clicking on the icon in the top right corner of the interface. You should see one node appearing in the node screen which represents the video file or image file that you have inserted into your project timeline. Go to left click on Open Effects. Underneath Library, scroll down the Open Effects options until you find the Camera Shake option underneath Resolve Effects Transform. There are two ways in which you can incorporate this particular effect to the video or image file that you have in your nodes window. Left click, hold the mouse button down and drag this to the nodes window. Let go of the left mouse button once the Camera Shake effect is over the grid inside nodes. You should see a small white box with an arrow pointing to the right just below Camera Shake. Let go of the left mouse button. The Camera Shake effect needs to be connected to the node representing the video file in this project here. Otherwise this effect will not be applied to the output, which is represented by the box with the green circle on the right side here of the nodes window. In order to break this line connection here between the video node and the output node, left click on the line once on the right side where it turns blue. Left click once and the connection should be broken. Now go to left click and hold the mouse button down on the green square which appears towards the top right side of the node representing the video or image file that you have. Drag your mouse cursor to the top green triangle to the left of the Camera Shake node. Let go of the mouse button once the line is over the green triangle and the green triangle has a white outline appearing around this. A small thumbnail of the video or image file that you have should now appear inside Camera Shake. Now connect the green square to the final output node with the same technique. Let go of your left mouse button once the line is over the green circle here. Another way in which you can apply the Camera Shake effect is to simply left click on the option underneath Resolve Effects Transform and drag your mouse cursor over to the node representing your media file. Let go of the left mouse button once your mouse cursor is over the thumbnail for your media file. A white box should appear underneath Camera Shake with an additional symbol inside. Let go of the mouse button and an effects logo should appear next to the number of the node. With the node for the media file selected, underneath Settings, underneath Open Effects, we should see the options and variables which represent the Camera Shake effect appear below. My intention is to add an effect to my video where the shaking of the camera is erratic. Once we are halfway through the video, the camera should shake less frequently and should become more stable. In order to apply a shake effect to the start of my video, I'm going to left click on the red playhead which appears in the color window, as this is currently positioned at the end of the video clip. I will left click and drag the red playhead to the beginning of the video clip on the left hand side. Letting go of the mouse button once we are at the 0-second mark of the timeline. The video clip of the trees lasts for 8 seconds. At the 3rd second of this video, I wish for the motion of the shake effect to start decreasing. This decline will go on to the 5th second of the video, and the lowest amount of shaking will occur in the last 3 seconds of this video, from the 5th second to the 8th second. The top 3 options, motion scale, speed scale, and motion blur, will be the properties that we alter throughout this video clip. In order for values to be maintained, but also vary as the video progresses, we need to set up keyframes. In order to do this, I'm going to left click on each of the 3 diamond icons which appear, which will set up keyframes for these properties. Each of these should turn red. In order to make the camera shake effect more erratic, I'm going to increase the motion scale to 1.35. You can do this by left clicking on and dragging the grey circle which appears on the black line next to motion scale. Should you make a mistake at all in your camera shake effects, simply left click on the reset button which appears for this property. I'm going to apply the value by double clicking in the box at the end of the line next to the red diamond icon and typing this in manually. Press enter when you're done. For speed scale, I'm going to select the maximum value, which is 2. I'm also going to apply some motion blur to this by changing the value from 0 to 0.5. Avoid using too high values for motion blur unless you wish to create a dizzy effect or an effect from an older camera. Underneath the 3 initial camera shake options, we have shake levels. For the camera to shift left and right more, what I'm going to do is increase the pan amplitude slightly to 0.123. Tilt I'm going to increase to 0.317. And rotation amplitude we are going to increase to 0.123. The tilt amplitude determines the rise and fall effect applied with the shake. The rotation amplitude will determine how far clockwise or anti-clockwise the video or picture file will be turned in your image. It is important not to make these too high in order to ensure that visual content of your media file remains on screen at all times. If I increase the tilt amplitude to its maximum value of 1, for example, and preview the video using the play button in the center of the screen here, we can see that as the video clip shifts up and down, there is a black void which is revealed either at the top or the bottom of the screen. This is because the border of the visual content has been shifted upwards or downwards. I want these amplitude levels to apply to the entire video clip, and since there will be no variation, I do not need to apply any keyframes here. Scrolling down the camera shake settings further, underneath shake quality we should see 2 properties, randomness scale and randomness speed. I'm going to change the randomness scale to 0.163 and randomness speed to 0.921. So that the pan, tilting and rotation effects are randomly applied throughout the video and no noticeable patterns occur, which could spoil the illusion. Again, I want these 2 properties to apply to the whole video, and so I will not be using any keyframes here. I'm now going to drag the red playhead to the point in the video where I want the motion scale, speed and motion blur to start decreasing, which is at the 3-second mark. I can use the duration reader below the video preview to determine where on the video edit I am. If I left click on the red playhead and drag this as well to the 3-second mark. To make slight adjustments to the positioning of your red playhead, hold K and tap L to move to the right to a later stage of your video or image file on your timeline, like so. Or to move in the opposite direction to an earlier stage of your video file or image on your project timeline, holding K and tap J. Tapping J or L once will shift the red playhead along by 1 frame. To remind yourself of properties that you have applied keyframes to previously in this video clip, look out for the arrowheads which appear next to the diamond icons where we apply our keyframe settings. Since the frame of the 3rd second in my video clip here is the final frame in my video project where I want these motion and speed values to be applied to, I need to left click once on the diamond icons for each of these 3 properties underneath camera shake. This will ensure that these values for motion and speed for my camera shake effect are applied in between the 0 and 3 second mark of my video clip. I'm now going to move the red playhead to the 5 second mark. And to make the motion and speed properties of the camera shake decrease between these 2 points of the video file from the 3 second to the 5 second mark, what we need to do is add keyframes to this point in the video also. Left click once in each of the diamond icons for motion scale, speed scale and motion blur. I'm going to reduce motion scale to 0.6, speed scale to 1 and motion blur to 0.150. To ensure that these settings are applied throughout the rest of the video, I can drag my red playhead towards the end and left click once more in the diamonds representing the keyframes for these 3 properties underneath camera shake. If I move my red playhead back to the start of my video file now and preview the video, we can see a camera shake applied to the video. This effect can also be applied to a point of view shot of somebody running, for example. To undo a camera shake effect that you've applied to a video clip inside the color window, simply go back to settings and left click on the red circle which appears next to camera shake. Left click once and this should disable the camera shake effect applied to your video or image file. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that video was useful to you. If you enjoy the content and wish to be notified about future uploads on this channel, please like and subscribe. Join me soon for another video. Take care.